Alright, this is a demonstration video on how to use algebra in order to solve for a denominator. So you can see in this example we've got a fraction which is 20 over x is equal to 4. Now this is more difficult. It's a couple of steps in order to solve this by using algebra, because what we've got to do is get the x on its own. And the easiest way to do that is actually to move the x over this side, and then after you've moved the x over to the right hand side, you can then take the 4 and move it over to the left hand side. So in order to do that, you can see at the moment it's 20 divided by x. So in order to move the x over here, we've got to do the inverse operation. So 20 divided by x, the inverse operation of divided is times. So if we multiply both sides now by x, then we're going to end up with 20 times x over x, and we're going to end up on the right hand side with x, 4 times x. So we've got 20 times x over x equals 4x. Now because we've got an x on the denominator and a x on the top of the fraction, the numerator, what we can do is we can cancel that x and cancel that x. And so you'll see that on our next line, we're going to end up with 20 is equal to 4 times x. Now this is much easier for us to solve, because on the right hand side we want to move the constant 4, or we want to get rid of the constant 4, and so what we can do is divide the right hand side by 4, and that's going to go 4 divided by 4, which is going to leave us with 1. Because we divide the right hand side by 4, we're going to need to divide the left hand side by 4, and so we're going to end up with, on the left hand side, 20 divided by 4 gives us 5. And that's going to be equal to, once again, our 4 divided by 4 is going to cancel out, and that's going to leave us with x on the right hand side. And so in this case, we're going to have solved for x. We're going to say x is equal to 5, simply by changing the sides. Alright, so that's a simple example of solving for the denominator just by using some algebra. Remember, it's a two-step process. The first thing you have to do is move the x from the denominator over here to the right hand side just by multiplying by x. Then you can, once you've got the x on the right hand side, move the constants back to the left hand side.